Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Ryan. And we're going to learn some more about Germany. Or at least I am. You're probably German. We're hungry, okay? I'm hungry. 10 traditional German cakes. I never even thought about that until just now. The cake in Germany must be phenomenal. Because the bread. All right, let's watch.
Germany. Every Sunday, 3 p.m. People loosen up, calm themselves, relax, and forget the troubles
What is she talking about?
of the day for the moment. And this is not because we start meditating, it is because it's finally coffee and cake time. In Germany,
Coffee and cake time. That sounds fantastic. So, wait, what? 8 p.m. on Sunday? Is coffee and cake time? You guys eat coffee at night? This sounds great.
we've got a lovely tradition that dates back to the 17th century to meet up with our family members and friends at 3 o'clock every Sunday for a coffee and cake. In this
3
video,
o'clock.
I would like to show you what are the
That sounds just fantastic. I would love, we don't have enough, almost any, I was going to say enough. I don't even know of any traditions like that, at least on a weekly basis. I would love to have some kind of routine on the week. Be like, I can't wait for coffee and cake, on Sunday.
most popular
We don't eat coffee and cake together either? That sounds like a great combination.
cakes that you can have on your trip to Germany. And thankfully, you can eat them not only on Sunday at 3 p.m.
Oh, thank God. 8 most popular cakes.
If you don't know me yet, my name is Marta from Cooking the Word and I'm a food guide in Frankfurt. If you are interested in the German traditional food, please subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.
Go subscribe.
And now, grab a coffee and let's start.
Russischer Zupfkuchen.
It is way too late. I mean, it's not 8 p.m., but here in America, we don't drink coffee that late. I mean, on a Sunday, maybe I would make an exception if I had some cake, but I don't. I'm about to go eat dinner.
And now, grab a coffee and let's start.
Russischer Zupfkuchen is a chocolate cake and cheesecake baby. The recipe for this cake was developed by the members of Dr. Oetker Bakery Club.
He's a genius.
And Dr. Oetker introduced a corresponding baking mix in January in
I will say, I mean, I hate to interrupt. That looked absolutely fantastic. But here in America, the German chocolate cake is very popular. This is popular, okay? You pretty much go into any Walmart grocery store. I only say Walmart because has a grocery. I'm saying any grocery store. You're pretty much going to have this on display. Like, we've got German chocolate cake. They usually do not look quite this good. But they're always the best looking cake.
1993. This baking mix was so popular that even the normal bakeries started baking it. I baked this Russischer Zupfkuchen from the baking mix because I really wanted to
How do you make a mix that makes different layers?
compare the one from the real bakery and the baking mix cake. And I came to the conclusion that the baking mix is alright, but not the best. And as far as I know, there are
Sounds about
also
right.
recipes available to bake this cake without having the baking mix. The next cake that I would like to show you, it's called Marmorkuchen. So
I don't know why, but to me that just looks fantastic. That's like a boring adult's cake. You know what I mean? Like a kid might be like, what? That's like a slice of bread, but to me it looks just
the
not too
marble
sweet,
cake.
but
Marble
really
cake
good.
is made of 2 kinds of butter. One is the light one and one is the dark one. The place of origin of this cake is Germany, and the first references to a marble cake
Very
begin
cool cake,
appearing.
And once again, of course, everywhere has marble cake. You guys really make an impact on the cake world.
Begin appearing at the end of the 19th century, but the cakes, which consisted of different kinds of different colored butter, were already known in the 17th century. At the beginning, the darker Butter
So
was
cool.
made from molasses and some spices, and then it was replaced by
That
chocolate.
looks like a cinnamon
Here in
bun.
Germany, this kind of cake we enjoy with a whipped cream. Another cake that is very popular in Germany is called Gugelhupf, and this is the cake made of yeast dough that
We would call this an angel cake.
comes from
Angel
Alsace,
cake.
Germany, Austria and Switzerland. The cake has got this particular shape because it's baked
very
in
fluffy.
the band mold. This cake in many different regions is called in many different ways. So you can find it under Gugelhupf, Buntkuchen, Aschkuchen, Rondonkuchen, and probably many more. And this is another traditional cake that you would
That's cool.
enjoy with a whipped cream. Butterkuchen belongs
Ooh,
definitely
wow.
to one of my favorite German cakes.
I've never seen a cake anything like that.
Unfortunately, we can't find it here in Frankfurt because it's very popular in the northern Germany and Westphalia. The cake consists of yeast dough and it's baked with butter pieces on the top that soak while baking into the dough. The cake has also a topping of almond and sugar. Often the simplest food tastes best. I hope you agree with me on that. The next cake
I do. I kind of just said that.
that I would love you to try
Wow,
here in Germany.
crumbly.
It's called Streuselkuchen, so crumb cake. The simplest
It's called crumb cake,
consists
yes.
of two layers, the layer of the yeast dough and the crumbs.
I'm getting weird.
The crumbs are made with flour, butter and sugar. Here in Germany we like adding additional layer
so good.
between the dough and the crumbs. It is usually a layer of fruit, like in this case cherries, but also custard and quark. And in autumn, every second German family bakes a plum cake. Some say
Huh.
that crumb cake
It looks
came
complicated to bake. Maybe it's not, but
actually from Silesia, but there's no written proof for that.
would be afraid
The only
to
thing that is
attempt
known that the cake got very popular in the 19th century in Silesia and Saxony. And talking about the popular cakes in Germany, I really need to mention
Oh, so
apple
apple.
cake. The most known apple cake variation is the apple pie that comes from England. But here in Germany, we've got a different ways of preparing cake with apples. One of the most popular
Looks so
apple
good.
cakes here in Germany, it's called Gedeckter Apfelkuchen. And this one is made of 4 layers, 2 layers of the
it's really important to do these videos while you're starving like I am. I'm about to I don't know. I'm about to lick this screen. I like apples.
Apfelkuchen. And this one is made of 4 layers, 2 layers of the short crust pastry, a layer of apples, usually mixed with lemon juice, sugar, cinnamon, and sometimes even applesauce. And on the top we usually have a layer of frosting. Another apple cake that is popular here in
Perfection.
Germany is the apple crumb cake and Versunkener Apfelkuchen, so sunken apple cake, where when baking the apple pieces soak into dough. As soon as the cake is ready and cold, it's also sprinkled with a powdered sugar.
I
And
knew
this
it.
is another type
You guys have next level cakes. Okay, I knew
cake
it.
that
I knew that would be the
served
case.
with a whipped
I was
cream.
right.
What a life here in Germany, I'm telling you. And another pretty obvious cake that I need to mention, it's called the German cheesecake,
heard
so
of
Käsekuchen.
Oh,
The place
okay.
of origins for the cheesecake
Cheesecake.
is actually ancient Greece, but obviously it is very popular in all over the world. Here in Germany, we like making our cheesecake with a thin layer of yeast dough or short crust pastry that is
I don't eat a lot of cheesecake, but from what I've seen, they don't look as airy. These look more fluffy.
then filled with a cheese mixture that is a bit softer. Some cheesecakes can also be served with topping of
Maybe
the
that was just that one cake.
fruits. At this point, I would love to mention a cake that comes from Saxony in Thuringia, and it's also got the layer of the cream cheese, so Quark, that is called Eierschäcker. If you are heading to Dresden, you definitely need to have this
Will
one.
do.
On the screen right now, you can see the Baumkuchen, so the German variety of a spit cake that is very popular here in Europe. The name of it literally translates to tree cake,
cake?
because it's got this
It looks like a
characteristic
part for your car.
rings that resemble tree rings when you slice the cake. German Baumkuchen is always covered with a layer of chocolate. The older German recipe comes from 1450, and that time the cake was made
I
for
would
the
eat that.
bigger celebrations like weddings. If you would like to try this cake,
like
I
at
would
weddings and
recommend you
stuff,
to
you
head
said?
to the nearest supermarket, because to be honest, I have never seen this cake sold in any bakery here in Germany. The next cake that I have to mention very briefly, it's the Stollen, so the
That's a cake?
cake that is eaten in the Christmas time here in Germany.
What's
The cake is
inside?
made from the yeast dough and seasoned with cinnamon and cardamom. Also inside, it's got dry fruits like raisins and candied orange, but also almonds and sometimes even marzipan.
It doesn't even look like cake. It looks like just bread, but like really good bread.
Stollen is usually topped with powdered sugar or sugar glaze. And the most famous Stollen is called Dresdner Christstollen, that you can get only in Saxony. And talking about the cakes, there is one cake that we rather have with a glass of wine or Federweißer as with a glass of coffee. And this cake is called
What cake has onions?
Zwiebelkuchen, so the German onion cake. This cake is very popular in the South and East Germany.
Oh, this one I'm a little
especially
skeptical on.
in the wine regions. The cake is
I would try
usually
it.
made of the yeast
But
dough
what the-
or short crust pastry, and it's topped with steamed onions and also bacon, cream and caraway seeds, depending on the regional variation. Traditionally, we eat it in autumn with a glass of Federweißer, so
no.
the young
Oh, no.
wine, and the onion cake is also
That is a complete left curve. I did not expect that.
topped with a cheese. You will find the onion cake at food market in late September
Germany.
and October.
Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. Next week we will
I
be
did.
diving more deeply into the subject of the German cakes. Because next week we will be focusing on the German multi-layered cakes, so-called Torten. There are a few differences between the cakes and the multi-layered cakes, and the most obvious one is that the normal cakes consist usually of one layer and the multi-layered cakes consist of few layers. The other difference is also that the multi-layered cakes consist of ingredients that hasn't been baked with a cake. So that means that the fruits hasn't been baked with the butter in the oven. So those two would be the main differences. Obviously, there are always
hacking into my
exceptions of the
computer.
rule. Anyway, I hope you're gonna stay safe, and I see you in the next one.
You too. You know, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for this video. Cooking the World. Go check out that channel. She made me hungry. And I'm gonna go eat some boring American cake, maybe. Maybe a pretzel. Have a fantastic day. I hope you guys are here again tomorrow, because I'll be here learning more about Germany, as always. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and goodbye.